Buongiorno and welcome once again to Cooking Healthy and Eating Healthy with Anna. Today we're going to be doing stuffed chicken breast. I know I did a stuffed chicken breast before on one of my other videos, but this is going to be stuffed differently. And then we're stuffing it with spinach. And then we're going to be doing garlic, mushrooms, and a cauliflower skillet. And we're also going to be doing steamed broccoli, and that's about it. 3 items. So we're going to start with the stuffed chicken breast, and on the bottom of my tray I sprayed it with the extra virgin olive oil. I washed my chicken, dried it well, and then I wear a glove with I doing chicken because I have a thing about getting salmonella. And I'm going to stuff it. And a little earlier, I did the spinach. And I'm going to give you the recipe for the spinach. I've done it before, but we'll do it again. There's a half a teaspoon of garlic with 1 teaspoon of olive oil, and an eighth of a teaspoon of crushed red pepper, and a quarter of a teaspoon of anchovy paste. And I saute that a little bit in a frying pan. And then I put the spinach in raw and do a little at a time because I buy a big container, and just till it starts wilting, and then put the other in and then put more in as it wilts. You don't need water because it's going to make its own water. And you're going to put that in, and then you're going to add a quarter of a teaspoon of salt over it. And that would give you 4 servings. So what we're going to do, let me get a fork. I'm going to open up my chicken, and I'm going to put the spinach in it, stuff it with the spinach, however much you would like. And you want to make sure it's drained, not with a lot of liquid. So you might want to squeeze it out a little bit. I don't want to touch this with the chicken glove. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little bit of sun-dried tomato inside. That's what we're stuffing it differently with. I love sun-dried tomato. Make sure you don't get it in the oil if you can. Get it, dry, not seeping in oil. And then mozzarella. Sprinkle a little mozzarella in it. This is 1/3 of a cup, but I'm not going to use the whole thing. So you're really getting less. And then I'm going to sprinkle it in a little basil, chopped basil. I could fold that back over. There we go. And I buy, if you have fresh basil, good. If you don't, you could buy the chopped gourmet basil. It's in your produce department. And then you want to just fold that over. And then with this hand, I'm going to pour just a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'm going to spray the tops of it with the olive oil spray because you're getting less fat that way. And then just spread it over so your chicken comes out nice and crispy and brown. And then I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt, kosher salt, just a little bit. Let me take the glove off. And a little bit of black pepper on top. not much at all. And that's it for that. Then we're going to put it in a 400-degree oven. It says for 30 minutes. I check it in 25. I don't know what your ovens are like, but your temperature with your thermometer should read 160. So we're going to put this in the oven. I have a preheated 400-degree oven. And I'm going to put it on for 25 minutes. And then we'll check it with my thermometer. All right. Let me cover up the spinach. And the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to make something new today that I have not even tried. And that is garlic, mushroom, cauliflower skillet. I like different vegetables all the time. So in here, in the pan, we have 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and 2 tablespoons of chopped onion. I didn't have the yellow onion. I have Bermuda onion, so that's what I'm using. And we're going to put the burner on till the butter melts. In the meantime, what I did, we have a half a head of cauliflower that you're going to just take and make the little flowerets. Don't do them in big chunks because they won't cook quickly. And then here we have 1 pound of mushrooms. And the mushrooms had a lot of dirt on them. I tell you not to wash them, but I wound up rinsing them in cold water, putting them in a spinner, lettuce spinner, and then I laid them out on paper towels to dry completely. And then I cut the larger ones in half. Small ones you could keep. So we're going to add that in after. Okay, so this is melting. We're going to saute the onions. Bear with me because I have never made this. So we'll see how it comes out. I always like to try something new. I'll let you know how it tastes. And we're just going to let that stay until that's sauteing, okay? Once that's done, we're going to add the mushrooms, 4 to 5 minutes, and we're just keep turning them on all sides. And once the mixture is browned, it'll release the moisture from the mushrooms, and they'll brown that way. Then after that, we'll add the cauliflower. So let's just keep doing this. In the meantime, I'm going to have my sip of water. You always want to keep hydrated. Okay, put this aside. Oh, good, it's sizzling nice. Now I'm going to add in my mushrooms. And I'm just going to keep tossing those. You want to kind of coat them with the butter and just toss them a little bit so that they're all coated. Meantime, actually, I'm going to get another spoon. This makes it a lot easier to toss. You want to make sure they're all coated. And they're going to start releasing the water moisture. I have it on a little bit more than medium-high on the heat. Everybody's stove and ovens work differently, so you have to do it to where you think you're comfortable with it. So we do this for 3 to 4 minutes. In the meantime, while that's being done, I'm going to tell you what the in the chicken margarita, for those that are on the 365 group, it's 2 servings, 1 leaner, a half a green, and 0.88 condiments. On this dish in particular, it's going to be 6 servings, 1.8 fats, 1.2 greens, and 1.13 condiments. So this is sizzling very nicely. I hope you subscribe. It would be really nice if you go in and just hit subscribe. You won't have to bring up my channel all the time. It'll just pop up every time I put something out. They'll send you a little something and you don't have to pay for it. So when you go on my program, just hit subscribe. And we'll be doing all kinds of wonderful meals. I've had some of you tell me that you've already made some of my things and you thought they were delicious. So I'm very happy to hear that. When something isn't that wonderful, I'm going to tell you. Then I'm going to add in the cauliflower. These are doing very nicely. And you just kind of keep turning them. I have found that when you put them on the part where the holes were, that it releases the moisture a lot better. So now we're going to put in the cauliflower. And that's going to go 8 to 10 minutes. And we're just going to keep tossing this. So let me get my little trusty timer. And I'm going to put it on 8 minutes. Let's see how this goes. In the meantime, while that's doing, I did the broccoli. And what I did with the broccoli was I steamed the broccoli. Just enough so you could pierce it with a fork, okay? These are nice. You don't want them too mushy. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to throw something together. We're going to turn this on. And I'm going to put a little bit of oil. Which would be like a tablespoon. You have a head of broccoli here that was steamed. And my garlic. I have to get my garlic. Oh, here it is. Okay, remember I told you what we do is we take the garlic and we chop it really, really fine, and I put it in a container like this and keep it covered and in the fridge. And we do a big container because we do a lot of garlic, and it stays. It stays for a long time. So you don't have to constantly be cutting up your garlic. Let me turn this. Okay, now we're going to saute. And I'm going to do a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of garlic. And I see I just keep the cover on it, plastic cover. And I think in this, I'm just tossing this together like that. I use the anchovy paste, so I'm going to put a little anchovy paste, just probably about an inch, and an inch of the sun-dried tomato paste. These work out really well. It gives your nice flavor. About an inch of that. And just let that saute a little bit. Let your garlic cook up, but you don't want your garlic to be brown. You just want it, maybe 30 seconds. And then I'm going to add in my broccoli, just to kind of heat it through. Let's turn this again. These are getting nice and brown. The reason I have this mat here is because I don't like splatter on my counter. So we keep the mat here so that the splattering goes on the mat. You could throw that in the washing machine, no problem. Okay, this is doing really great. So then I'm going to add the broccoli. And a little bit of salt. A little bit of kosher salt. Oh. Sometimes when I say a little, I do a little. And then we're just going to keep tossing this. And then I'm just going to squirt in a little lemon. And you know what else I think I'm going to put in? I happen to like a little kick, as you all know. So I am going to put in a little bit of my crushed red pepper. Some of you like hot sauce. You can put in a little hot sauce. That's about 1/4 teaspoon. Let that cook it to warm through. And then we're going to take a lemon. Turn our cauliflower, because that is definitely browning. Ooh, it looks like it's good. Nice.
It's looking good, Anna.
Yeah, doesn't it look good? I like it. It's different.
Okay.
I like different vegetables. I'm a big vegetable nut. So I think it looks great. Think you're going to like that, Joe?
I think so.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm going to squirt a little lemon on this because I like lemon. And then just as I'm ready to serve it, I'm just going to sprinkle it with Parmesan cheese. If you wanted to, instead of the paste, you could put chopped up sun-dried tomatoes in it. And that would be really nice too. Well, this has been really great. Okay, I'm going to... Cauliflower is still a little hard. And I'm going to get my trusty little thermometer out for the chicken, because when that buzzer goes off, I want to be able to check it. And like I said, it should read 160 for it to be done. These are the best things to have. So make sure you get out and get yourself one. It's great for barbecues, for meat. You don't overcook them. Let me get my water here. Keep yourself hydrated all day. Very, very important. And for those of you that contacted me and wanted to know about the program I'm on, the month of March, they're doing a special where they're lowering the price of everything. So if you haven't joined and you haven't gotten on it and you would like to, contact me and we'll get together on a call and I could tell you all about it.
And how are they to contact Randy? Through private messenger on Facebook?
The contact, actually, yeah, if you did a private message to me saying I'd like to know about the program, and if you wanted to, you could send me through private message your phone number, and then I would ask you what's a good day for you and a good time for you, and I would contact you. But it's only this month that they're doing a special. And then after the first month, your order would drop 30% for your second order. So it's a great deal.
I think there's buzzers going off there.
And that's, it's good for anybody that wants to rejoin. Okay. That's the 8 minutes on that. Okay, so now what it's saying to do, okay, so I left it on for 8 minutes. I'm just going to take a fork and test the cauliflower. And it's still a little hard, so I'm going to leave it on for 10 minutes, so 2 more minutes before I put the seasoning. Actually, you could add the seasonings now. So I'm going to put it on for 2 more minutes. Here's my trusty timer. And then I'm going to add, we have 1 tablespoon of parsley. It calls for 2 tablespoons, but you're going to divide the parsley. You're going to put 1 tablespoon in here, a teaspoon of garlic, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of thyme. I did fresh thyme. That's what it tells you to do. Sometimes I don't. If I don't have it, I'll do the dry thyme. But remember, when you're doing dry ingredients, you add less. So I'm going to just take that and put that in. Oh, this is so good. Looks delicious. It's great. Different, something different to serve your company. Okay, I'm going to also show you something my friend did. They came here one day and presented me, because they know I love to cook, and they have a garden, and they did the parsley. They put it in a container like this. They take it off the stem, as you could see, and they just pile it up in there, put this on, it stays green. And it's just great fresh parsley you always have on hand, and then throw it in your freezer and just scoop it out whenever you want, whatever you want. They also do that with the basil. Okay, I'm going to turn this down. And let me get my bowl for this. So we're going to take this and put our broccoli in here. It looks good. Of course, color always makes things appetizing, remember. I'm going to put this in the sink. And then we're going to sprinkle, our timer went off here. And we're going to sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese in there. But first I have to add, we have to put in 1/8 of a cup or 2 tablespoons, same thing, of vegetable stock. So I took my liquid from my coffee maker, and then I put my Better Than bouillon in here, and we're going to add this. And we're just going to toss this around with the sauce. If you wanted a little bit more sauce, do 1/4 of a cup. Lower that a little bit. And that's going to stay for 2 minutes until your sauce reduces. And then you're going to take it off the burner. You're going to then add 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And you're going to put the other tablespoon of chopped parsley, fresh parsley, over it. Mix that all up. So let me just check. Check that cauliflower. Now, if you wanted to do this a little faster, you could. What I would do, I would steam your cauliflower, not long though, because you don't want it mushy. And then you could leave it in here less time. It's really the cauliflower that's raw. So I think what I would do next time, just to save time, I would harsh steam it a little bit, you know. But that looks really good. Let me get another bowl. There we go. So let's finish the broccoli. That could stay a little bit. And I'm going to just take a little Parmesan cheese, put it over the top. And it only called for 1/2 of a cauliflower. So what did I do? I took the stem off here. I cleaned it. You don't wash it or anything. Just cut it in half. And I did the press and seal, which keeps things forever. And what I'm going to do with this after is I'm going to do slices and do my cauliflower steaks with it. So this is going in the fridge after. I just wanted to show you that. Now, here we have the broccoli with the Parmesan. Joe, would you like to taste it?
Sure.
Let's give Joey a bite.
Thank you.
Okay. What you think? Good? Okay, now I'm going to shut this off.
Very nice.
Different? Oh, I better get another container. Another server. Okay. Now this looks very good. A lot of my people that come for dinner or lunch, they'll say, Anna, you make such wonderful vegetables. That's what I'm noted for. So I do like an assortment of vegetables. And I always like them to be different. Okay, put the rest in here. And then we're going to sprinkle the rest of the parsley over it. Now, if you want, and you wanted to do that parsley frozen, just take it out frozen, you know, and do it right from there. It's easier to spread, actually. But that would be,
Yeah, let's give 'em a close
Joe
up.
will show you what that looks like. Looks
Pretty
pretty good,
yummy.
huh?
Yeah, very nice.
So,
I'll try it. There you go.
okay. So, oh, I forgot I had to add the salt. Was
Oh,
there enough
that's
salt?
yummy.
Was there enough salt in that, Joe?
I think so.
Yeah. I think a little bit more. I don't think I added it. So I'm going to put a quarter of a teaspoon, well, quarter of a teaspoon of salt.
I think your chicken may be ready, Anna.
Okay. There. Make sure you add the salt in when you add the last tablespoon of parsley. So we have the cauliflower. We have the broccoli. And I'm now going to get, chicken. I'm going to check that. Yep, it's done. It is done. So we're going to take that out. Look at that. All right. And we'll fix the plate. Okay, let me get a spoon to serve. Boy, this looks really good, Joe. And another spoon for the broccoli. And then, of course, you got 3 vegetables because you have your spinach in there. So, Joe, you want to show them the plate?
Look at that, baby. Nice stuffed chicken. Meal fit for a king. Thank you, Anna.
You're welcome. And I can't wait to try these. And there's my plate. Want to show the inside of that, Joe? And there you are. And I hope you enjoyed the segment for today. And we'll see you on another day. Ciao.
Ciao.